Okay. Good morning, and thank you for coming today. Whether you came because it's Christmas, or you came because it's Sunday, or because you needed a little cheer that you didn't have to plan, or because it's a little less crowded than it was last night, or any combination of all of those things, welcome. Winter is here, and Christmas is here, which means that the days are finally getting longer. Seems ridiculous to say, considering what the past few years have been like, but I swear that this November and December have been darker days than normal. Maybe it's just everything getting back to normal. I don't know. I've spoken before about how the mild to moderate seasonal depression puts what feels like a weighted blanket around my shoulders until Christmas or so. I really start feeling better around my birthday in January. It's nothing outside of the normal range of what most of us experience this time of year. Or later in the winter, in most cases, which I found out this year from complaining about it to other people. I guess I'm lucky to get it over with. But this year, my friend Kathleen, a wise soul, recommended the book Wintering by Catherine May. Highly recommend. The book details the author's trips through various dark times in her life and her coping through understanding them as winters. Rather than thinking of them as just dark times, however, with no growth and only darkness, cold, and death, in this book, the author, May, asks us to rethink winter, as she attempts to do so herself. She made a point that has stuck with me through this dark season of the year, that the trees make their buds in the height of summer, and then the leaves fall, and the buds are encased in a thick protective shell guarding them against the frost. Even right now, if you look closely at the trees outside, you can see the buds. They're there. Ever since I read that, I started noticing them on every dog walk and every trip outside. There they are. How had I never seen them before? New life and a full, healthy green summer of 2023 is right there just waiting to break forth. You just have to know where to look for it. So today is Christmas, when we celebrate the Son of God being born into the world, encased in human flesh. We get caught up in the drama of this Luke passage, I think. The heavens are torn open as the hymn People Look East remind us. Angels announce with shouts of mirth, he who brings new life to earth. Luke wants to set us in the drama and let us know what a big deal this was. And it was. But this year I've been thinking about this. Most people had no idea. Aside from Mary and Joseph, Elizabeth, probably some of their family, the shepherds, people the shepherds told, and yet later the Magi, and probably a few sheep. Most of all creation had no idea that God had been born into a human body. God's dream was coming true, but most people had no idea. Not the disciples, some of whom definitely weren't even born yet. Not the people who would be healed by Jesus. Not the people who would hear his teachings and have their lives changed forever. In this moment, this squirming baby in the manger, most people had no idea that God was already there. But there he was, waiting to bring new life to earth. And I think that's how God works a lot of the time. We think that babies are cute, but we don't expect great things of them. We expect them to eat, sleep, poop. Same with toddlers, except with them there's more chasing, as we observed last night. And for God's sake, the ability of older people to tell younger people that they don't know anything is boundless. But here's Jesus, a disregarded baby, with no earthly pull or power and no opinions to share just yet. That's how God brings new life to earth. That's how God works, isn't it? God sneaks up on us with new life where we least expect it. God works through those we wouldn't expect. The Bible is full of tales of the underdog winning, of sinners carrying the message of new life and hope, because really, what better messenger is there of redemption than someone who's experienced it themselves? I say all that to say, regardless of where you are today, there's hope for you too. Regardless of the darkness in your heart or in your head on this cold December day, the buds of spring and the promise of Easter is already there. Winter is a time of retreat, of rest, when the world slumbers and the ice on the ground tells us that we better slow down for a little bit or we might get hurt. But make no mistake, winter is not a dead time. The buds of summer are already there, just waiting. God is born. New life is on earth, just waiting. The spring will come in due time for all of us. New life is already there, waiting. We just have to know where to look. So look up the next time you're outside and notice the buds on the trees and think about how God was born and brought new life down to earth, but nobody knew for quite some time. For now, he's just a baby in a manger, waiting. And new life is coming for us too. Just wait. Amen.